Alright, here we go. Let's replace a carburetor on an MS270. This is an older version of the 270. It's actually really nice looking. It's in good shape. Here you can see that the air filter is broken, allowing dirt ingestion. But it didn't do any damage to the cylinder or anything, which is surprising. So we're going to go ahead and replace the carburetor on this because it's also, the diaphragms were hard and it's leaking. And, the dirt ingestion is kind of hard to get out of the carburetor once it's in there. So we just replace it, and the carburetor, the rebuild kits are very expensive on these. So I'm going to go ahead and flush out the fuel tank. As usual, don't ever not do this because you could have the bad gas, old gas, nasty gas, full of water, full of debris, things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean her out and blow out the fuel tank there. So yeah, this is a kind of a rare 270. You don't see too many of these, but I went ahead and covered it off covered up the camera so I don't get any debris on it. So that's what that towel is on the camera, because I don't want all that nasty stuff on it. So I'm just kind of blowing everything off, cleaning everything off, making sure it's good to go before we tear into it, because you don't want any of that debris falling into the carburetor and falling into the machine. So remove the fuel inlet line, and then on the fuel or the throttle linkage, we're gonna go ahead and take that off. This one you have to undo the handle. You just basically take some pliers and you pinch off the inside. There's like two tabs that you pinch off, and then you can slide that top piece off. And that's what we're doing here. But yeah, once you slide that off, you can pop this top cap off like that, pretty easy. Linkage just slides into that little hole, nothing crazy. It's got kind of a Z-bend to link up with the carburetor. And there you go. It's pretty much done. Slide the new one on. Remember what direction it goes. Always make sure it has that O-ring on the top, on that airline on the top. Make sure it has that O-ring, because some of the carburetors are shipped without it. So reinstall the throttle linkage like that. Pretty easy. Slide this into the tabs and then snap it in. Sometimes it can be kind of tricky, but boom, works perfect. Fuel line is on, or I think I put the fuel line on, but just slide that fuel line on there. Cleaning out the housing, all that dirt and everything got into it. Right here, this is where I'm sliding the fuel line on. It looked like it was already on, but yeah. So clean up all the housing and everything, because all that debris, I don't want that going back into the brand new carburetor or into the cylinder. So kind of blowing that off camera. And this is very straightforward. Nothing too crazy with this carburetor here. Put the two 8mm nuts back on. I use a drill because I'm hardcore, but you don't have to use a drill. You can use a regular tool, rinse them on. Boom. That's it. Make sure they're tightened evenly. Then replace the air filter. So I always put new air filters on. As you can see, the other one was broken or was damaged, and it was disgusting. So, and that's pretty much it. We're gonna go ahead and tighten up the air filter cover there. Nothing crazy on that. Making sure everything's lined up. And then we're gonna dig the fuel filter out of the tank. Sometimes this could be tricky because sometimes the fuel lines are very short. Sometimes you can hook them and pull them, but this one here, it's gonna take some finagling to get it out of there, but we end up getting that done nice and easy. Hemostats, if you don't have them, they're a lifesaver. They can get into a small hole and grab what's in it because of their shape. Unlike those pliers, the handle expands widely to where you can't open the handle to grab what you're trying to grab. So the hemostats are, not only do they pinch off the fuel line and look at it, you can see it's holding it in place, but it also will close off the fuel line, and it's used for grabbing fuel filters out of the fuel tank. So they're a lifesaver. If you don't have them, they're very cheap. You get them on Amazon, and they will literally save your day. So snap the anchor back in. Sometimes this could be tricky, but for practice, and you'll get her in there. So I always put this on. Sometimes the customers, they don't have it attached because maybe it popped off at one time, but me, I always put them back on because the customer will get it and they'll be like, oh wow, that's nice that they did that for me. So we're going to put some canned fuel in it. Always use canned fuel on your chainsaws unless you're using it daily or you're in the cutting business, so lumberjack or whatever you are. If you're anything other, definitely use canned fuel because people tend to use these, cut down whatever they're doing, and they put it away for a long period of time. Canned fuel is the way to go. 50-to-1 mixture, add a stabilizer, 0 ethanol, stuff. And that's pretty much it for this saw here. I'm trying to figure out a way to start it with everything in the way for you guys, but go ahead and test runner and give her a go. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to pull or hard to start on the first round, but with the new carburetor, but then every time after that it'll start like a normal saw. As always, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.